Hello, my name is Hayley Brown and I'm here today with Silverline Tools to show you how to make this bin store. Now this comes complete with a living roof and we've added on some guttering as well, and it's surprising how much rain you can harvest from such a small space. First of all, I'm going to make 3 frames and I've measured my bins to make sure that these fit nicely. So I'm going to be doing mine at 1.2 metres high. However, I'm going to be taking 5 centimetres off the second post, which means we're going to have a lovely fall for our living roof. The desired depth of my frames is based on the depth of my bins, with a few centimetres added for wiggle room. And that's our 3 frames made. So I'm going to clad these together with some pallets, which is a really cheap method of doing it. To join the frames together, use the same wood to brace between each corner of the frames. To help keep the spaces between the slats even, cut a couple of pieces of wood at about 3 centimetres to use as spacers. Now the first section is cladded, measure the size of your recycling bin so you can cut the rest of the cladding to fit the width of the bin. And that is the cladding finished. We're super happy with this. The pallets weren't long enough to go through the whole length, so what we've done is we've joined them on the back button. The next thing that we've done is we've put the pallets on the top and we've cut an angle, so then that's going to follow the fall for the roof. And next up we're going to be putting some shelves in, so these shelves are going to be for our recycling bins. I've gone for 2 shelves for this one. Using the same timber for the frames, make 2 frames that fit the internal measurements of this section of the bin store. Cut and screw together and then clad using the pallet wood. Use clamps to help you hold the shelves in place when attaching them to the frame. Next is the planter. Measure the footprint of the bin store and add on a few centimetres so it overhangs the front where your guttering will be. Use some chunky wood for the length. This will create all 4 sides of the planter. Once screwed together, draw around this form onto a piece of plywood to create your planter's base. Follow the line you've drawn with a jigsaw. Once the plywood is cut to size, cut out a 2 centimetre return along one length. This will be where the water flows out into the guttering. From underneath the planter, secure it to your frame with some long screws. and the bin store is taking shape. So we've added this living roof on the top here, and we've used this lovely chunky timber, which is going to give us a really deep planting space. So we've lined this with a bit of plywood, and we've left a gap here at the front, which is going to allow all of that water to escape into some guttering below, so we can reuse any rainwater that's harvested. Then we're going to line this with some plastic sheeting and staple that in place, followed by some gravel in the bottom and some lovely soil, and then it'll be the exciting job of adding in all the plants.
Make sure the plastic sits flush to the inside of the planter and use a stapler to secure it. A utility knife makes trimming off the excess really easy. Cut a slit in the plastic above the gap in the plywood for the water to drain through. Once the planter is lined with plastic, add some stone chippings which will help with the drainage. To avoid the chippings falling through the drainage gap at the front of the planter, use broken up tiles or pots. For the soil, I use peat-free multi-purpose compost.
We've chosen some alpine plants at the front here and some grasses, and then in the middle here we've got scabiosa, and at the back we've got the lavender. So all of these plants don't need a lot of water, which is going to be perfect for this bin storage. At the back, the lavender is actually the thing that grows the tallest, and it also needs the least amount of water, so that's going to be perfect right at the back there. And the final stage of this build is putting on the guttering at the front, which is going to catch all of that rainwater that passes through, and then we're going to attach it to a water butt, so then you've got extra water.
Simply measure, cut and secure a piece of guttering that runs along the front of the planter and into the water butt.
And that is the bin storage finished. We've added on this guttering here, and it's surprising how much water you can harvest from such a small space. I hope you've enjoyed this video, so please do like and subscribe to our channel.